Hello, Jodie here from JOLI Natural Skin Care, coming to you outside so that I have ultimate exposure to what my skin looks like. Today I'm going to be talking about the differences between the moisturisers I sell, and excuse my frowning because the sun is kind of reflecting off somewhere. The moisturisers I sell to show you what they're like, how to use them, what types of skin they're for, and that type of thing. To begin with, I'm going to cleanse my skin with the Rose cold cream mask I made the other day. There's a video of that. And that's because I've finished with a nail client just now, so I have makeup on. I want to remove that makeup before I apply the moisturiser. And I'm going to remove it with my Rose cold cream mask. I'm doing this sort of cheap way, not putting on in a really thick layer. Now you might have noticed when you're watching adverts of skin creams, they use models who are 20s, sometimes teens, or if they use a more mature actress like Eva Longoria, they're heavily filtered and blurred. Like the ads with Eva Longoria at the moment, she has no pores, no fine lines, nothing. That's how filtered she is. She's just kind of a blur on the screen, talking about this product that's going to help you look really young. And quite often they don't use the products that they're advertising as well. They're doing it obviously because they get paid. And so that's why I wanted to talk to you about JOLI products today, because I've been using them for nearly 20 years now. And I'm not sure how old Eva Longoria is. She's possibly my age. I'm going to Google and find out. Yes, we're about the same age. And so as I've mentioned in a previous video, my skin isn't flawless, obviously. Hot flannel. So nice. It does have lines, wrinkles, pores. All of the things that aren't shown in commercials when they're advertising their skincare products. But for my age, my skin has held up quite well, I think. Most people are surprised when they find out how old I am. I had one guy the other day ask me how old I was, and I told him, and he goes, "No." I was like, "Oh, I love you." Alright, so there's my skin. Fresh, clean, makeup removed. Haven't quite done the eye area, but that's another day. So to begin with, light moisturiser. New labels, really pretty. I like that design. Rich cream moisturiser. This has got the new stretched label that goes the whole way around the package. And whipped cream moisturiser that's got the old label that doesn't go all the way around the package. Eventually they'll all be this type of colour. So I've put some in a bowl to also give you a view of them. So this is light moisturiser. If I hold that up, you'll see that it runs. It's quite a non-viscous moisturiser. That's why it comes in the total bottle, so you can open the lid and then squeeze some out. Whereas rich cream and whipped cream moisturiser. Rich and whipped are thicker, you can see they just stay there. And it's not easy to tell the difference between the two. The rich cream is a whiter colour, this is more a cream colour. This has more cocoa butters and things in it. And this one is actually sort of more thicker to feel and touch than this one, even though they both look relatively thick. So let me talk about how I would apply them and to what degree you would use it. So I'm going to use a really small amount of light moisturiser. And this is really good for young skin, oily skin, pimply skin, that's me, even at my age. And if you live in a hot climate, anybody who lives in a hot climate, if you've ever put a moisturiser on that's too rich, it feels really heavy and cloggy, and you can sort of like, you go out where it's really humid and you're sweating and it feels cloggy. So my skin has drank that up real quick. So I'll put another layer on. And that's the thing, sometimes I'll need a little bit extra, in which case I might use the ointment that I make, some whipped cream moisturiser. I don't use rich cream a lot. I find that it is a bit too heavy for my oily skin. Which is ironic because whipped cream moisturiser is made for dry skin, very dry skin. But I have really interesting skin actually. I have oily skin, but it's kind of dry, and then it produces lots of oil to combat that dryness. So it's really quite an interesting skin. So, rich cream. I predominantly use this on my hands and my elbows. Now, one thing you'll notice about my elbows is they're not very wrinkly. And that's because I've looked after them most of my life. So I'll put some on the top of my hands, rub it together, a little bit on the elbows. Because I was always doing elbows, neck, hands, because Mum told me they're the things that show your age. So I've been kind of diligent with it. And I have been primping and preening and moisturising since I was 14. So, you know, just a couple of years. And what I love about this moisturiser is it just keeps going, going, going. It's still there, you can just keep moving it around for ages. I love it. Down your arms. And whipped cream. Whipped cream I use on my neck and décolletage because they're really starting to show my age. Here I was just talking about how you've got a moisturiser, it shows your age. It'll catch up to you eventually no matter what you do. And so I use it on my neck and décolletage because it's very good for dry, mature skin. It's like my neck is more mature than the rest of me. Yay. But it always just feels so good. And it's similar to the rich cream. Kind of can move it around for a little bit. And sometimes every now and then, if I've got a really dry forehead, which this tends to be more dry than the rest of my face, I'll put some whipped cream on there as well. And I feel like I really need that today. And so there you go, that's me using the different types of moisturisers and explaining to you their uses and the types of skin they're for. So rich cream is more for normal skin, a little bit dry, whipped cream is for predominantly very dry skin or mature skin, or dry and mature skin, depending how you roll. Light cream, as I said, is good for young skin, oily skin. Can also be used around the eyes because it's so soft and gentle. It's not heavy. If you use a cream that's too heavy for your eyes, it can cause puffiness, bags, sagging, all the things you don't want. And so there you have it, me in the raw, up close and personal, with the sun showing all of the everythings. And if you have any questions, drop a comment below. Love to hear from you. All these products are available on the JOLI website. If you use the code word natural, you get a lovely discount. And if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe. I know I don't normally ask of that, but feel free to subscribe, like this video, and comment, because it does help. Even if, you know, something supposedly helps algorithms, but really just helps me feel better. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and have a lovely afternoon.